system spy. Video minutes, streaming back to white. The right, the wrong, the media's fucking us here. All those terrible counts here. Come on, fuck me, although we feel the man of us back to the inside. China by the eye, entire mind. Every day I see my brother, the system spy. Video minutes, streaming back to white. The right, the wrong, the media's fucking us here. All those terrible counts here. Every day I see my brother, the lyrically locked behind past 12 threads. I'm motivated to pass no reds. I do what I gotta do, I don't like fans. They want me to pass for what I do with a pen. I still become a self-made millionaire, turn dreams to reality. Have no fear, nothing to something. Miracles here, I've been out for 10 million years.
The sound of the clangers. My God.
That was fantastic.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Life is People. Can everyone hear me?
I can.
Somebody's got a really bad squeak. That's it, yeah. So welcome to another edition of Life is People. Oh, before we go any further, let's say good evening to you all. How are you all doing tonight, lads?
Well, thanks.
Good over. Ali, you okay? You good?
Yeah. I'm just looking for a headset. I think it might be better now.
I like how all we've got is these mug shots, these fucking selfies of our band. Like, yeah. Fantastic. How's it going anyway, Tim? It's been a long time. Too long.
One sec. Tony.
Have we still got you there?
Yeah, man, are we going problems here with it? Just give me a sec. Right, that's better. Can everyone hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah.
So that's it. So we're obviously anyway. So before we go any further, how are we all doing tonight anyway?
We're groovy. I'm groovy. We established that.
Perfect. Well, we just to let everybody know, we started off tonight with Ignition, which is a bit of an old track, really. It goes back to sort of 2015, and we're going to end this conversation tonight with a new track. But before we go any further, I mean, since we had the last conversation, how's it generally been with Trick stuff? I mean, what's the? I mean, obviously, there's been a bit of a change in lineup since we last spoken live. So just give me a bit of a brief overview since we last spoke.
I can't remember since we last spoke to you. I don't know where we were at in terms of.
Well, that was pre-360 gig. It was about 2 years ago.
So we've gone through a lot of changes in terms of the band, I guess. We had Shanine on bass at one point. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had Shanine, obviously, from the Creeks and God knows what else. And then we had Paul Ferguson on bass. And I think you saw Paul on bass, maybe.
Yeah.
And then and now we've got Lee. The man Lee, is Lee tuned in? I don't know. He's meant to be.
I think so.
But yeah, we've got Lee now. So Lee's joined us line up, and yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're moving forward, strong. A lot of stuff coming up. It's good.
Now, okay, just on that one, obviously the last time we had we had Shanine on it. Now, again, and I don't mean this in any other way, but obviously dynamics of bands changed. Have you had any major change in the change of not having Shanine around? I mean, obviously now you're just does that change the dynamics of not having a female singer, or have you kind of just moved on and it's just part of the course?
Yeah, I'd say originally when obviously I started Terra-ist, I started producing stuff on my own, just in here. I didn't have a female person then anyway. I didn't have a female singer or anything like that anyway, so it was just me on my own. So it's more been going back to the original roots of Terra-ist. And obviously, since these guys are involved now, it's developed even further because we're all adding our own piss in the pot. You know what I mean? Though we're all adding our own thing. So yeah, it's changed. It has changed for the better, though. For the better.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, to throw the question over to anyone other than Steve. I mean, come on now. Give me some perceptions from your perspective.
I think what Steve's saying is right. Basically, to put a long story short, we had Shanine and then she left for reasons of her own. And then obviously, yeah, the dynamic did change by losing a female vocalist, by losing a female member of the band. But we ended up with another bassist for a while called Paul. And he brought like a totally new element to the band. And what we basically did with the vocals was we split it all down and we remade a lot of what Shanine created vocally. And we've actually put it back in the songs anyway, but just via us doing it. So we managed to keep that element as well as having a new element from Paul. And then a few months later, everything sort of went down the pan with Paul as well. And then we got Lee. And again, it brings a whole new dynamic. It brings a whole new element. It's a new way of working. It's a different way of working for people. And now the beauty of it really is we're just able to sit in a studio, get stuff written, take it into a room. And the production phase of it is a lot quicker than it was. Because we're just able to sit down and write stuff on the computer and then basically take it into a room, teach the parts. Everyone else adds whatever they want to, and it's just we've got into a rhythm now where it's a lot more quick. It's a lot easier to write stuff. It's quicker to get on. So like Steve said, it's a little better.
Basically, Tim, what we do is we get Tony, right, and we put him on stage and we get a clamp for his nuts and we just squeeze his nuts in and then he can hit all the right. In it, Tony, tell him.
Why would you wear these secrets?
People, man, we're part of the people.
Everybody's doing this now. But
So go on.
I was just going to say, just when we're talking about Shanine, obviously I had to take over more of the vocals when she left, which, you know, was nice for me. But I think it was a shame losing the female vocal. But that's yeah.
Well, over to you then. I mean, this is going to be my next question, but you've just perfectly kind of segued into it. I mean, how do you find singing somebody else's lyrics?
Well, Steve's the lyricist, really, and I that's his thing. I know my place in the band. It's that, and I like that because I know that I just need to make sure I get the keyboards right and I can do my vocals. I don't mind singing Steve's lyrics; they're good.
Okay, that was a very, very diplomatic answer there. But so on that one, I mean, again, I mean, obviously, you know, sort of taking it sort of, you know, quite sort of, you know, literally. I mean, are you open or literally to open changing vocals and changing bits and pieces? I mean, obviously, I was mentioning when you're changing arrangements that you're very open to that. Is it the same with lyrics? I mean, is at any point, it's like, for instance, even just in a live moment, Tony decided to change the lyrics. Would you know? Is that you know, not allowed, but is that something you play with, or is it kind of like you're very much no, that's it. We stick to that route because it works.
If
Anything goes.
Changes it live, then I'll kill him, right? But no, if we're open to it, yeah, of course we are. Yeah. If it's for the better, if it's for the greater good, then that's all that matters.
Well, okay, then. So this was the kind of question to you, then, Steve, really, because I mean, again, I mean, I've been fortunate to listen to the tracks you've been, you know, the new one you sent me and stuff, and just generally, I mean, at what point, and did you, you know, very specific about the songwriting process, but do you have specific moments about like early in the morning, late at night, and I mean, how do you go around the actual process of creating stuff? And I mention this because I found that a lot of creative people I've spoken to, you know, generally they have zones and they have these flows, and I find that a lot of musicians either they struggle with it and they feel that they should always be putting out, or they kind of just go on a completely lazy one and don't do anything at all. So just generally, what's your discipline to actually produce? Because you one thing about the Terra-ist generally is you're always putting a excellent. I mean, every track, you know, I'll just speak about it, but every track you put out is like a benchmark to the next one. You're like, whoa, you've really taken it up a next level, and that takes a lot of work. It's not something it just appears out of the ether. That's why I'm asking you, Steve, because it's one of those questions that's not really asked a lot, but it's a lot of hard work. So I'll put over to you.
It is. I mean, I guess like what you don't hear is all the 10 tracks in between them. You know, there's plenty more tracks that we try and do, or we'll try something new, or just go off on a different vibe because that sounds good at that moment, you know. But then there's some stuff that just don't work live as well. Or not for us, you know, in our setup. There's some stuff that just don't quite click sometimes. So if that happens, you know, then we move on, or we'll park that and come back to that later. But in terms of like discipline, I don't know.
There isn't any discipline. There isn't. Like, I'll come to Steve's, we'll sit down and we'll just decide to write a beat. And it's all about when you're actually sat down at the computer and you start getting your first kick drums and your bass lines down. And if you start getting that vibe, and there's other people in the room that are getting that vibe, you know you're working on something big. And when a track, basically, like Steve said, you write hundreds and hundreds of tracks, you just go through them and go through them and go through them. Some will take you months and months and months, and it'll be crap at the end of it. However, you'll get one song, it'll take you like 3 or 4 days to write, a couple of weeks to mix, and it's absolute banger. And usually when you get those kind of easy flowing tracks, they're the ones that you take into the studio, and then they're a lot easier to put together. They're a lot easier to achieve that bigger sound. But it's basically like creating a load of shit and then sieving out the good, to put it one way.
Yeah,
that's an interesting concept, because before we were going live, I was just talking to Steve about, you know, backups and what you do in that, and obviously, and what you're just relating that to mention, you know, you obviously produce a lot of tracks. Now, the question I was going to put to you on, do you, with those tracks, like you say, that you put on the back burner, or like you said, a lot of shit is done to produce the diamond. Do you ever think of going back to those? I mean, do any of the older tracks you go back, revisit, and think, oh, or are they just literally just left on the back burner and
all the time?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah. Me and Tony ran about a track from the album that we never actually done live in this setup other day, saying like we haven't done that in ages. I'm looking at albums trying to work out which one. But yeah, there's quite a few that we try and revisit, and there's some that we'll try to go back to and it still doesn't work, thinking of closure, which we're getting closer, but you know, each time's a step forward or can be a step back sometimes, you know.
There are other times as well, for instance, that I've sat down, wrote like a dubstep track and thought that would actually sound better drum and bass, so you up the tempo, mash some instruments, and sometimes you can actually get that. You'll end up writing a dubstep song, but actually melodically it's more suited to drum and bass, or you write drum and bass and it's more suited to hip hop or anything like that. So you actually you can go back to a drum and bass song, you know, years later even, spend 5-10 minutes, completely redo the entire thing from the platform that you've already built and end up with a really good song. So it's always worth keeping those here.
Right, so obviously you mentioned tonight you've obviously got new tracks coming out, and you know there's obviously new gigs and stuff coming out. So let's just go through this order one by one. Any sort of ideas or any kind of aim for release date of new tracks, albums, EPs, anything?
Yeah, anything would be good, really, wouldn't it? It's not that we're lazy, right? I promise. It might be. No.
The problem is organising, going to the studio and getting the drums done. The rest of it's easy, man. We've got an album there, near enough. Just need to get the rest of it done.
Yeah, it's just the finer details sometimes, or not at all, like just the drums. But it's just finding the time, to be honest, for most of us, because, you know, we do all work, we do have careers and stuff as well, so... And some of us have other projects going on and stuff, and you know, there's a lot to take into account sometimes. And it's just getting to do that. But we will be releasing some stuff very soon. The track that we will be playing at the end, apparently, Al's going to kill me for this one now.
It's all right.
Lee made me do it. It's just the latest track that we've been working on, the latest one, and
it's not finished by any
means.
means.
It's not finished at all. It's the first draft, and you know, it's not even got these guys playing on it. It's just what I produced for them, but Lee made me do it, and I thought, why not? Go on, opinion for the only.
By the time that comes out, it'll be taken into a studio, practically rewritten, and then back out with all the real drums, all the real synths, all the real bass. So it's basically like that's the first stage of our production level. It's like a guide to what the song's going to be.
Yeah. So obviously,
go on, sir.
No, I was just going to mention on you know, when you mentioned to us, I mean, what's the sort of plan? Is it to plan to put this out in some sort of physical form, a CD, vinyl, cassette, or is it more kind of just putting it out, you know, as an online thing? What's the thought process?
We're not sure yet. We're not sure. It's always nice to do physical copies because, like, I hate downloads. I hate MP3s. I hate all that. I'd rather it on vinyl, you know, if I can. But CDs, whatever wave format, some are just not MP3. It does made in so. Maybe we release some CDs. I don't know. We're going to try and work towards like an EP, maybe another album. I don't know. It depends how much we can raise.
Yeah, because because this is. I mean, I speak upon this because this is one of the insights that not many people understand. I mean, people sort of think the bands that it's all about going out, putting. Most of what you're doing now, and I'm giving an overview, but it's generally for most bands now. It's not about the CD sales; it's about what you get in anything when you're doing your live gigs. So it's kind of changed the whole industry around, really. So that's why I asked you about what your plans do with the physical stuff, because the bottom line is, dude, you're paying a lot of money. I mean, I was talking to the Demons the other day about releasing vinyl, and it's so expensive. And like you say, you all want something to produce, you know, physically, but then you're left in this quandary of like, well, hey, someone's got to pay for it at the end of the day. It all costs money at the end of the day, man.
To be fair, the only thing we're really trying to do at the moment, and I'm sure Steele agree, is get a solid set. And by getting a solid set, we're going to have a solid sound base. Now that, to me, don't get me wrong, as much as going into a studio and having everything recorded, digitally, vinyl, whatever, much as having that stuff is absolutely, you know, awesome to give to people. Like you're saying, it's changed the dynamic these days. Digital media is almost worthless because it's too easily accessible for free. What we're working towards is having a set that's that good that when we do eventually have it, we're going to go tour as much as possible, and hopefully by that we'll be able to meet some kind of management, some kind of label, or someone that can, you know, financially back us and send us in the studio and then help us with the bigger things like promotion and everything else. So for the moment, it's basically just about making that live set that we all think is the absolute bomb and just showing people what it's about. And to be honest, we've spent the last 3 years building it up slowly, and we're getting better and better. And at some point very soon, we're going to come out with a storm.
Well, just on that very quickly, I mean, it's like, again, we were talking about pre-going live, but I think right now, and I think we're in this moment of time where, like never before, things are changing, and I think the dynamics of where things are going to change in the next X amount of years going forward is this whole fundamentally disruptive shift in the whole of music industry. And I think with the situation, I think I can foresee people listening to this in 5-10 years time going, wow, it was such a struggle for bands back then. This is the days, you know, when they're going to be living in the day where people will be able to directly reward you through, like I say, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, whatever. Because platforms coming, and this is going to shift everything completely, because I think the whole element of playing live, and I'm sure if I could ask all four of you, if I give you the option, going, okay, if I gave it to you, would you rather be doing this full time, like you say, going out, playing gigs and stuff, or doing it as a part time, having to work 9 to 5 and then doing it? I can imagine what your answer would be, and that's where I think we're going to. As I said, it's coming from, like everything at the moment, it's all coming from the grassroots, and that's what's really inspiring. And I think bands right now are going to be absolutely the vanguards of this, just like people back in the day were with hip hop, with, you know, CDs, and they were the first champions of this. And that's why I think we live in exciting times, really. I don't know what your perspectives on all what I've just said are.
No, you're right. I'd much rather do this. I'd happily live a pauper's life and just spend it doing band stuff if it was possible. Happily.
Yeah.
You don't need a big house. You don't need, 60 grand cars. You can get by.
Yeah.
And I'd happily do that than, do what I do every day and waste my life messing around with other people's computers.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you mentioned that, like you say, and this kind of leads into the next thing. I mean, obviously, I'm personally looking forward to coming down to see you in the 360 Club, because I think whenever they're kind of like they're one of the greatest nights. Particularly look at the lineup, man. There's you, the Seething Demons. It's just a great, just a really.
It's going to be a great gig. It's a good lineup. There you go, right there.
Yeah, it is. And it's a really good sort of vibe. So, man, that's a definite one. But, I mean, again, that's not the only gig you're playing. And so maybe sort of tell us about the other gigs. And again, please highlight the festival you're doing, because I know you've got one coming up recently and you've got a few things lined up. So, hey, blow your trumpet. Tell people where they can find you and, catch the great Terra-ist live.
Yeah, definitely. Let me find that for you. It'd help if we knew, really. So the first festival, there's a festival coming up, right? Which is called Out to Lunch Festival. And that is on Friday, the 2nd of June, till Sunday, the 4th of June. Now, it's Tablers Wood campsite, or Tablers Wood, depending on how you feel like saying that right now. And that's on Carlin in Doncaster. So it's a festival that we're doing, weekend camping and stuff. So
nice. With
it being England, it's going to be terrible weather, but some cracking music. So what more do you want in a tent? So laughing. Yeah, it should be good. There's some good bands on and stuff. We're looking forward to that, because then we can have a cheeky drink after, and then it's all right, isn't it?
Well, again, as a reflection, how do you find the experience of playing festivals? And I mention this because I've
much better.
Yeah, I've had experiences with the Demons, and I think some festivals can be great and sometimes festivals can be bad. So it's a very pick and choose, kind of pick and mix thing. But how do you find the experience of playing a festival compared to a gig at night?
Much more atmosphere. The crowd are all pissed. Everyone's just into it more, aren't they? Though everyone's right into it, because they're there for it. They're there for the music and stuff. So it's just like you can get everyone singing to each other and chanting along with you and stuff, and it's great. It's a much better atmosphere. Whereas a gig, they don't quite know what they're expecting. They're off to see a live set, but not a performance. Whereas a festival's more of a performance and more involvement with the audience. Man, it's just groovy. It's so much better.
Nice. And I don't know if you know this, but how long have you been given set time wise? I mean, half an hour, 40. What's the crack?
I think about 45 minutes.
Nice.
I think. But we generally go on for as long as we like. And that's not by big headed, we just forget. There's so much going on. Yeah, we can go on some quite nice sets. or be short and sweet. You know, it depends what the crowd are feeling. You've got to read the crowd. You've always got to read the crowd. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Should be good.
So people just quickly just put a sort of kind of flagpole on this. If people wanting to find out about that, is there a website or anywhere they can buy tickets?
Thing, I think personally is Facebook and Out to Lunch. It literally is the Out to Lunch festival.
Right.
I just go on Facebook and find that, and it should pop up, and you've got a nice poster there with a burger with our name in it. So Terra-ist sandwich, fellas.
And for people, and that's just generally for people, it's a lovely part of the world, man. I mean, I know people sort of think Doncaster and they think coal pits, but it's a lovely part of the world.
Better than you think, because Doncaster, everyone gives it a bad name. It's all right. All right.
It's beautiful, man. That's what I'm saying. You get some nice fresh air, some beautiful part of the world. So you've got the 360 coming up. You've got that festival. Anything else coming up in the next sort of few months?
We might have a few surprise gigs coming up, but they're secret, so don't say anything. But we will update. Just follow. The best thing to always do is follow us Facebook feeds, because then we can update you. We've got a website in the making. So for the minute, just the Facebook, the social media, the Instagrams, that kind of stuff. The next gig, really, I guess, is with the one with the Ceiling Demons and Impious and Dan Audio at the 360 Club. So I think that's really the next big one that we're looking forward to after the festival, really. We've got a lot of work to do for us to be happy with it. We could go there and just whip out a set that we always do, or many of the sets we've got saved in his head kind of thing. But we want this one to be kind of special. So we'll try to work on we'll have quite a few tasty numbers, a few new ideas and stuff people have never heard before. So yeah, look forward to that.
Well, maybe sort of just to take it full circle before we sort of round this conversation up to the beginning of it. And obviously we started off with Ignition, and I've put it out enough times. I posted, I think, the visuals for that.
Video, Tim.
Well, that's what I'm just about to say. Then the visuals for this. Now, I can't sort of leave this conversation without asking you about that, because it was just. For someone I know, I've had a bit of experience in trying to make some videos and music and stuff and been around it. I was just blown away by it. It was just stunningly. It was just an absolute onslaught of stunning visuality coming at me. So talk me through that. And where was that? Was that filmed in Leeds? And
yeah, it was filmed in Leeds, Wharf Studios. That's through some good mates of ours, really, that have helped us out with that. Panoptical Vision, is it? I can't remember. Panoptical, yeah. I think it's just Panoptical, to be fair.
Yeah, Panoptical.
But they're spot on, lads, man. I've known them for a long time, and they really helped us out with that. They listened to exactly what we're after, really. And the message we're trying to get across, I mean, I've always said to people, would you rather we release loads of stuff that's watered down, or would you rather we release stuff, wait a little bit and have well, all right, there's quite a bit of time waiting sometimes before we release it, but we try a lot harder with it, or it's not we're happy with it, and we're not happy much.
Again, I want to go through all of you, if you just give you all personal experience. I mean, people like me and who see, we get to see the end, the end product there, under 5 minute, nice little visual. Give me the experience of what it's actually like. That I don't know whether it's one day, a weekend. What's it like what's the actual process like? Because people see the end process, but I don't know. I mean, I'd envisioned a lot of hanging around, a lot of double takes. Do this. I mean, again, all three of you. What was the actual personal experience of making that video?
Ignition end to end was hell on a plate, to be honest.
All right.
So there's the first stage, which is taking it in, well, actually what would be the third stage in the long run of things, which is taking it into a studio and getting it as you want it. So you do that, then you go into a studio, and it's okay. I think the first time we went into a studio, we just scrapped it off because what we got, we just weren't happy with at all. And we brought it back. I think we took the drums out of it and the bass, and I think we redid the entire song just by the rest of us, me and Steve mainly. Passing it back and forth, mixing it, mastering it, etc. I must have listened to it about 4,000 times, literally within that process. And when it came to the video, you obviously have to memorize the song back to front, so you make sure that your actions are in time with what's actually going on. And then we were all worried at some points we weren't going to get a video done in time because at the start of it we were stressed. But it all came together, to be fair, and that was realistically Panopticon that really sorted it out with all their skills, video skills.
Tony?
It's cutting out quite a lot. I'm on 4G. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Tony's on Vodafone or something.
Hello.
Yeah.
No.
Shut up.
Can you hear me? It's cutting out.
We can hear you too much now, Tony. Go back.
It's cutting out quite a lot. I'm on 4G.
Tony's basically only just worked out what a phone is. Before this, he was speaking through bananas. So, you know.
No, Joe, I think it's hilarious with all this. I think it's absolutely hilarious. You know, it's especially for me, my friend. I have a lot of people from all around the world, and they always look at the UK and think we're some sort of beacon of kind of like technological fucking thing. It's like yes, we say we I mean we struggle. It's unbelievable. That's what I'm saying, and it always makes me
struggle. Some of us struggle.
No, well, what I mean is, dude. I mean, I'm just having this general beef, but dude, I mean, I find it amazing that someone like Leeds, which is the third largest country in England, has any kind of, it doesn't have 100-bit. It should be the most best speed internet in the world, man. The fact that we're even struggling with a 4G connection in Leeds, I know it's not too serious, but it's ridiculous, man. That's what I'm saying. We're 2017. We should all be living. You know what I mean? Right, dude. Well, like I say, I know times for all of us, both of us, is short tonight, man. It's been really sort of great, just briefly catching up. I can't wait to maybe sit down when we come down to the 360 gig, and we can have a. I'm really looking forward to that gig and stuff like this. But we are going to finish tonight with a track that you mentioned, Steve. About Conformal Submit. Now, tell me again the sort of basis behind this, because I've been listening to this ever since you sent me, and I said to you, it's powerful stuff, man. The lyrics in this are absolutely unbelievable. So give me a breakdown about how where the song came from and what sort of.
It was a strange one, really. This one, it's a very strange one. It came out of nowhere, if I'm honest. I create loads of tunes after me. I've got so much hard drives down here, and they're full, all of them. And this one just came out of nowhere, literally. I don't know. I stopped trying, I guess, with this one. I just kind of just went more relaxed with it, just really easy going. I don't know. Normally we try to take everything to the next level, whereas this one I just thought, well, why not just have a bit of a more mellow idea in there, or I think it's worked. I don't know. As I say, this is the first ever. Nobody should hear this, and they will never hear it again unless they listen to this video. Because this version will never be heard again. This is the first draft of everything. So sneak peek, really. It's exciting times for you there. Exciting times.
Well, perfect. Like I said, it's been. I want to thank you all individually for giving me your time tonight, man. I know it's always been a bit like herding cats, this sort of thing, but I want to thank you all personally. To you, Al, to you, Tony, to you, Steve, for all kind of chipping in. Maybe we should do this again, and I might be thinking of doing something around that 360 gig. Maybe sort of do a kind of like a little quick something with you and the Demons, man. Because
we should do a little video or something.
Let's do something. You know what I mean? Because
sounds good.
But like I say, it's been absolutely, insightful conversation as always. Like I say, I'm going to finish this up. So while I'm queuing this up, maybe just tell people where they can, where they can follow you on Twitter and stuff like this. And like I say, it's been an absolute pleasure. And well, all from over here in Scotland to all over there into my favourite city in the whole of the world, Leeds. I want to say, indeed you do. But like I say, thank you very much for your time. Like I said, while I'm queuing this up, give us a where people can find you and like that. And we're going to finish with Conformal Submit.
It's all about this dash here. So everyone thinks we're terrorists or something, and someone even asked once why I'm not coming to a gig because I'm not Muslim. I thought that was the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. This means Earthists. We are the people. We are everyone. I just wanted to get that out there because it means a lot, this name, right, to us, and everyone takes it the wrong way. And I think that hinders us quite a lot in life of progressing. But I also like that because we only attract the right people, which it don't matter, it's open to everyone, but it's some of the people we meet are fantastic. So if you want to find us, most things have got the little dash here in it, but like Facebook doesn't. We are just the Terra-ist without the dash. On Instagram, I think it's Terrorist Band. You know, you've got to have different variations of everything these days. It's terrible, isn't it? But just go on Google and just type that in with a dash and it'll get you everywhere. Hey, quick tip, Terrorist quick tips. There you go. And also, if you want your PC fixing, see Al. 400 quid. You know what I mean? Let's get that album money, man. We accept donations and also come to this gig here as well, look, which is at the 360 Club on the Friday the 16th of June. So see you there at like 7, 8 p.m. Hell yes.
Submit to me. Conform or submit to me. See that I'm still finding my way. I live for each moment, day by day. There's nothing really left for me to say. I hope soon it's our time to play. I get this little feeling inside. I know I should try and make it all alright, but I get a little hazy, maybe lazy, and just maybe crazy. Oh, submit to me. Conform or submit to me. So I tell you what I'm feeling. Well, I'm dreaming. Yes, I'm dreaming of more to life. You can see that I am waiting, but I'm still chasing. I want to feel alive. I get this little feeling inside. I know I should try and make it all alright, but I get a little hazy, maybe lazy, and just maybe crazy. Oh, submit to me. Conform or 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 submit to me.